Have you ever found yourself just lying in bed, your body is totally exhausted, but your mind is just racing? If that sounds familiar, then this is for you. We are about to break down a really powerful, ancient yogic tool that's designed to guide you into a state of truly deep rest.
Ugh, we've all been there, right? You're replaying the day's events, you're worrying about tomorrow, your mind just will not switch off. It's that super frustrating feeling of being tired but wired. You know, it's like this silent battle you fight every single night that can leave you waking up feeling like you haven't slept at all.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem. For so many of us, we don't consciously enter a state of rest. We just push and push ourselves until we basically collapse from sheer exhaustion. Sleep has become this accident we just fall into, not a sacred process that we enter with any kind of awareness.
But what if you could change that? What if you had a simple, conscious tool to actually guide you into profound rest? Well, that tool is called Isha Kriya, and it's all based on a really deep understanding of how our inner systems work.
So, let's explore the why behind this practice. The whole method is built on one simple but incredibly powerful principle from yogic science, and it's one that can totally change your relationship with your own thoughts and feelings. So here it is. This is the core principle. Just think about it for a second. Every single bit of stress or anxiety or pain you have ever experienced happens in your body or in your mind. But if these are just mechanisms that you're experiencing and not the essence of who you are, then suddenly it becomes possible to create a little bit of distance from them. Let's break this down a little bit more. Your body, when you really look at it, is basically an accumulation of all the food you've ever eaten. In your mind, it's an accumulation of all the impressions you've gathered. They're things you have, but they're not who you fundamentally are. The real you is the life energy that's animating both of them.
And this is exactly why Isha Kriya is so effective. It's a tool that's literally designed to help you experience that separation. By creating this conscious space, you're essentially shifting your whole nervous system from that constant fight-or-flight mode into rest and digest mode. And this dramatically lowers your system's energy consumption. That right there is the secret to deep, rejuvenating rest.
So, how do you actually do it? Let's walk through the seated practice. And I promise, it's way more straightforward than you might think.
It all really boils down to these 4 stages. You start by just sitting with a straight spine, which allows your energy to flow freely, and then you move into the core of the practice, coordinating your breath with a very specific thought.
With each slow, gentle inhalation, you just mentally affirm, I am not the body. You let that thought last for the entire duration of your in-breath. This starts to gently loosen that lifelong identification you have with your physical form.
And then, as you slowly exhale, you think, I am not even the mind. And again, you match the length of that thought to the length of your breath. So you're not just repeating words here, you are planting a seed of awareness that there's a space between you and your mental activity.
Okay, so after you do the breathing with the affirmation, you'll chant the sound ah 7 times. Now, this isn't a religious chant. It's a specific sound that's designed to create a vibration that stimulates the energy center just below your navel, and that enhances your vitality.
So that's the seated practice. Now, let's look at how you can adapt this very same principle to totally transform your sleep while you're lying in bed.
Think about it for a second. One moment you're awake, and the next you're out. We pretty much just crash into unconsciousness. We completely miss that subtle transition, that little doorway between being awake and being asleep.
So this is the goal. By lying down and just gently repeating the affirmation, I am not the body, I am not even the mind, you learn to navigate that transition consciously. You're not trying to force yourself to sleep, you're just holding this awareness, which allows you to gracefully walk right through that doorway.
And you know what? The benefits don't just stop when you wake up. Creating this inner space has a powerful ripple effect that can seriously change your entire experience of life. People who practice this regularly report a whole host of benefits. Because you're not wasting so much energy on all that mental friction, you start to experience more clarity and emotional balance. You feel more dynamic, your focus sharpens, and get this, many people find they actually need less sleep because the quality of their rest is so much higher.
And the effects can be surprisingly quick. There was one study that found participants who were dealing with anxiety and depression showed significant improvement after just 2 weeks of daily practice. That's how powerful creating this little bit of inner distance can be.
So this is the fundamental shift.
You move from sleep being a collapse from exhaustion to a conscious process that you enter into willingly. You're no longer a victim of your sleepless nights. You actually become an active participant in your own rejuvenation.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. We often think of sleep as an escape, right? An escape from the world and all our worries. But what if true rest isn't an escape at all? What if, by creating that space within, it's actually a homecoming to your truest self?